What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to be doing an ABX run with Valkyrie. But before we get into that, make sure that in the event quest that you're doing all these missions, because I actually forget about this sometimes, so I'm going to make sure to remember this. That way you're able to get off of this, the Mega Advancement Ticket. This is really going to be the most valuable thing. Unfortunately, if you get this thing here, you won't be able to get nothing else, but that's really going to be the primary thing for a lot of people. You got the Loki icon here, you got books, you got fragments, and you got the card crafting cube, the gear reforging cube. I wouldn't recommend doing this at all. Really, the Mega Advancement Ticket is really rich you want. CCF, definitely not. You don't really want this at all, especially if you're doing null. And even if I wasn't doing null, I still wouldn't go for this. The books, not really. I mean, you can farm for them. It does take a long time sometimes, but I'd still farm for those things. Mandalay gems, nobody should really need these things, or the crystals, since they buffed up the rewards in squad battle. But you might end up needing one of these tickets. This might be a good choice for you. These here, you know, we can actually get more of them now in story mode and War Boss, but it might be something to think about. However, I probably wouldn't buy any of these, or the BAM, or any of this stuff here. The uniform chips, I probably will buy those, to be perfectly honest, just because those help. But I'll have to make a purchase if I want to do that, because you can only get 700 of these tokens, and that's going to pretty much get the Mega Advancement Ticket, and nothing else, unfortunately. So I'm still deciding on whether or not I want to do that. And then you got these gold packages, which is really, really awesome that they do this. I really like that they put these in the game. You know, maybe you get a chance to get a Mega rank up ticket here, which is sweet. Oh, there, level 1 uniform chips. It's okay. I mean, usually I don't get nothing in here, but it's still free stuff, free goodies, so I like it. No. Yeah. Pretty much. Guarantee my inventory is going to be full after this. No. Okay, so nothing much at all, but still it's all free. Well, little gold, but I got plenty of gold, so it's not a big deal. Let me know in the comments if any of you got a Mega ranked ticket out of this thing, which would be sweet. So now let's talk about the love goddess here. Well, actually the warrior goddess is what I should say. Valkyrie. So we're going to do this ABX run with Valkyrie using a proc. Now, as far as my build, she has 30,300 physical attack. She has 120 attack speed, which really would be a lot better if I had a different ISO 8 set. Power Banger Hawk would be better. Currently, I have Overdrive on her. She has 47% crit rate, 197 critical damage, max ignore defense, and max skill cooldown. If you notice, the dodge is only 30%, and that's because we're running a proc and not a rage. She has just 5-star Urus. That's it. Just 5-star. One mythic here, a mythic here. But the rest of them are 5-star, I believe. Yep. So it's not like an optimal build by any means. She definitely could be better. I could have other Urus in these slots. And obviously I could have a rage, which really would make the difference. And I'm going to talk about why here in a sec. Because her 5th skill, you get this all attack buff almost immediately. She kind of just shoots up in the air and then you get the buff. But you don't get the summons if you don't let this thing play out. And this is a lot of the reason that, you know, with a proc, you're just not going to do as much damage. You really want to incorporate her summons because they do a lot of damn damage. Summon Illusion with 100% of summoner stats, they do a lot of damn damage. And because we're not going to be able to bring them in, and I've tried many rotations, your proc will just get off like crazy if you try incorporating that 5. I mean, you'll land it, of course, sometimes, but it's not consistent at all. And the run that I did today was the best that I've done so far as a score. So I'm kind of sticking to it, or sticking with it unless I come up with a better rotation. Her 4th skill, you know, has the all defense down, but it's really kind of crappy against the beast. And her 3rd skill has the damage accumulation. And this is another thing that really hurts her and why a rage is so much better. So we're in the paralyzed season right now. She does have paralysis on her 3rd skill, but this is a counter skill. You have to get the damn counter in order for the paralysis to take effect. Well, what happens when you get the counter? Well, if you preview the skill, And we'll turn the AI on. If you preview, check this out. Well, wait a minute now. Let's get him to shoot at me. There we go. Now watch this. So when you get the counter, boom, she attacks. Guess what? She does hit, she does damage, and then boom. Your proc hits on the third skill. So you completely miss your proc. You're really, in the rotation that I'm doing, what I do is I hit the 3. Whoops, a little too far away. Let's get a little closer. 3, 5, and then the awakened skill. Let that awakened skill play completely out on your proc. And once it zooms in, then you can hit the 3, 5, and then the 4 again. Or you can hit the, and you're probably going to have to hit the 3, 5, 4 again, because the 5 probably won't be off cooldown because it's got like an 8.5 second cool down. And then after that, it's just 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, awakened skill, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4. And that's pretty much the rotation that I'm sticking with. This fist skill, I mean, look how long this thing is. The moment you hit it up in the air, see, and then that's where the summons comes in. So in order for you to use your summons, you have to let the fist skill play out. And then when you see the Pegasi come in, that's when you can go into your other skills. This is another reason why a rage is going to be so much better. Honestly, guys, I'll probably end up putting a rage on her if I ever get another one, because it really would make the difference. She'd probably do double the damage, to be perfectly honest. I've already seen runs where people were doing ABX capping out the score with a rage. You know, with a proc, it's just not going to happen. You're not going to do near as well. You know, and I think that's to be expected, but she really does get a massive damage bump by having a proc on, or by having a rage on her. The proc just doesn't synergize with her kit that well for ABX. Now, it does really well in World Boss. We've done videos about her in World Boss. She's amazing in that. She's amazing. In all, she's okay. But in the World Bosses where her all defense down applies from the awakened skill, she's insane. But in ABX, it's a different story because you're not getting the all defense down. You get like for brief little moments. But you can't really, you really want to get that fist skill in there, and you want to use these summons. And when you're playing with the proc, you'll find it's a very hard time trying to incorporate those summons. Like I said earlier, I tried all kinds of different rotations, and I just couldn't do it. The proc kept getting off. I wasn't doing near as much damage as what you guys are going to see in the run that I'm going to do today. So again, I just stick with what I'm going to do. She does have a stage 6 overdrive set. That's something else to keep in mind. This is not fully awakened. She would do way more damage if this was awakened. In fact, I probably would have hit the 3 million mark maybe if this would have been awakened, to be perfectly honest, guys. Which is saying something. She is the ABX meta for Combat Female Hero Days. She is. For Paralyze and Silence for sure. Let me see here. She's got a Silence skill on one of these skills. There it is, on their second skill. So with Paralyze and Silence, she's definitely an ABX meta. And honestly, she probably still will be with the help of She-Hulk maybe in the burn season. We'll see. I don't know yet. And then I just have a CTP of Destruction with 180% proc. So, and another thing about her is, if you don't have guard break immunity on this girl, she's going to get guard broken a lot. When you're doing your skills against the beast and he jumps at you or slaps his paw at you, he's going to break your guard. So having immunity to guard, or having guard break immunity, is really going to help. That's another reason that this is a good obelisk. I mean, you're definitely not going to do the optimal damage at all with this thing, but it will make your life a lot easier when you're playing with it, because you're not going to get guard broken. In the run you're going to see, you'll never see me get guard broken because I have guard break immunity. But I'm not going to do near as much damage because I'm not using a rage. And then she just has a normal rank uniform. So this is really a bare minimum build. There's nothing really special about it. You know, unfortunately, she is a, I guess, semi-paywall because you can buy her from the legendary battle. But you got to get her bios. And unfortunately, the only way to get her bios is by a bio sub, which I actually haven't done yet and I need to do. So let's jump into the ABX action and let's rock and roll. Okay, so for the team, we're using She-Hulk for the leadership with the 65% damage to metal types. And we got Sif on the team to add an extra little bonus, 5% extra physical attack. And there you see me hit my 3, 5, and then Awaken skill. And remember, if you don't cancel that 5 early enough, it will trigger that proc and you won't get it on the Awaken skill, therefore hurting your damage something fierce. And I really wish that that silence would be like on her force skill. Or, I'm sorry, her paralysis. Man, that'd be way better. It'd be so much easier to keep the proc where it belongs when you're playing with a proc. And that's, I mean, with the rage, guys, it's just, you know, when you use the 3rd skill to paralyze the beast and cancel that roar, you'll trigger the proc probably, but you're still going to be able to use your other skills while the proc is engaged. And it's just, it's really funky, honestly, to play with her with a proc. It's not difficult by any means. Now, see, you're going to see me hit the 3rd skill. There we go. We canceled the beast roar. And now I'm waiting around and I'm killing time. And there we didn't even, you know, quite get our accumulation on our Awakened skill. You know, and that's another thing, you know, when you're playing with a rage, it's going to be a lot easier to kind of stay in a rotation. You'll be able to bring out your summons from your 5th skill. If your proc engages on your 3rd skill when you're paralyzing the beast to cancel its roar, you'll still be able to incorporate other skills while the proc is engaged. Unfortunately, it's just, yeah, I mean, bad news, guys. I mean, she's proc friendly and world boss, and she can definitely put in work in here with a proc for sure, but rage is king. It is absolute king. Like right there where it zooms in, I just go into my other skills. But we're waiting for the beast so we can silence or paralyze him. There we go. And you notice whenever the proc engaged on the 3rd skill, I didn't use the 5th skill right away in the 4th skill. I waited, then I did the 5 and 4. Now I'm waiting. I'm going to hit the 3, the 5, and then the Awakened skill. And you want to try to get your buff as much as possible from the 5th skill, although sometimes if you want to keep the damage pouring like what I'm doing in this run, it's very hard to do. And seriously, this was the best score I was able to get with this build. And it just sucks, you know, you're just kind of waiting around. Ugh. Man, I really wish they'd have put that paralyze on the 4th skill. That would have been so much better. But, you know, I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose to try to incentivize and motivate us to put rages on them. I mean, it's always going to be the damn rage, unfortunately. Well, not always, but most of the time. And just to give you guys an idea of how strong she is, even with a proc, my She-Hulk with an insane build with Odin Blessings galore can hit about 3 million, but it takes a lot of damn runs. A lot of times I might only get 2.5, 2.6 because you're really reliant on the taking damage to do more damage. And Valkyrie just, you know, with a proc, 2.4 million. So it's a decent run, decent, you know, a good score for my build, but it's definitely not optimal by any means. But hopefully this will help some of you out there if you're playing with a proc to help you with your rotations and to do the best damage you can. Let me know in the comments if you're doing something different and you feel like it's better. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.